What's up, y'all? So I gave y'all the first part of my prison story, and I'm back. I'm back with the second part of it. And the reason why I'm doing it, where I'm doing it at, and what time I'm doing it is because I gotta go to work in the morning, and I'm tired of making y'all wait. I'm tired of making y'all wait on these videos. Your girl works so much. But anyway, let's get to what y'all here for. The second part of my prison story. Oh boy, I forgot to tell y'all about the crazy strip search. So I'm gonna back up a little bit back to what should have been in part one, the strip search. So when we pulled on the compound, they get everybody off the bus and everybody line up. You line up, get ready for them to pull you in. Now when they pull you in, guess what? Strip, squat, cough, bent over, and they want to get down there and look like they your OBGYN baby. And when I tell you they under there, like in it, they in it. You know what I'm saying? So basically what they trying to look for is to make sure that you're not bringing any contraband in. A lot of girls do. If you know how to grip tight, a lot of them slide straight past that and get on back to the compound with their pack that I was telling y'all about. So anyway, that's part of the strip search. Now, another thing is back then, I don't know how they do it now, but you used to have your hair a certain length. So if your hair was longer than a certain length, guess what? Chop chop. They don't care what kind of hair you got. You can have silky straight, yacky straight, nappy straight, whatever, but it's gonna get chop chop to that certain length. So that was something that I just really didn't feel like that we should have been, subject to. But they said that the men had to cut their hair, and women always complain about they want to do everything the men do, so they was making them do everything the men do. We'll get to that later. Okay, so after you do your little hair and all that stuff, you get your green trunk, boom, now you're on to your unit. Green trunk basically is the things that you need to start off with. And it's really the bare minimum. And when I say the bare minimum, baby, bare is what you basically get. Now we about to enter part two, because this is where this story is finna do something. So okay, so boom, I get my green trunk and I'm walking in the barracks. As I'm walking in the barracks, and I'm still like, oh my God, I'm in prison. All right, so they point me to my bed area. Now, you got to make up your bed every day. If your bed is not made or something like that, that's a disciplinary. So you got to keep that bed and that bed area clean. All your stuff need to be inside that green trunk. Nothing is left out on your bed. The bed is not out of order. It's all together. Basically what they want you to clean up. So anyway, I get my little bed areas. I'm getting it together and, making up my bed because, we'll be able to lay down soon because I done had a long day. Honey, when I tell you SRT ran in there, so basically what SRT is, it's a jazzy, classy name for the damn guards because this all they just want to be upscale a little bit. So, they got a different name. But anyway, it's the guards. When I tell you they flew up in there, they flew up in there. So what they had seen was, is we didn't know. Well, probably the girls that had been there, but the new people, we had no idea what was going on. So all of a sudden we get to hearing them say, "You two in the restroom, come out." So here come two girls. They come out. One of them ain't got no clothes on, and the other one, she like. So anyway, she had a shoestring tied around her waist, basically. And with that shoestring, she had a toothbrush holder where the two little holes come out. And I'm telling y'all how they make them because I don't know. I wasn't doing all that. But anyway, they do that, and then she had that wrapped up. But anyway, she had a thing tied around her stomach, and she had that fupa, so it was just sticking straight out. But I guess they had been doing their little thug thizzle up in their bathroom because in the ceiling you could see holes, and they had been watching. The guards had saw them in their restroom. So they like, get out, get y'all butts up out of there and come out of here. So they end up taking them to the hole. But I was laughing so hard, I almost got rolled up. But I didn't get wrote up because we hadn't been through orientation yet. So make a long story short, I didn't get wrote up. But it was funny, y'all, because I had never seen anything like that. Like this is the first day I'm there. So I'm like, oh Lord, I'm in for a rude awakening at this penitentiary. Okay, so that was the first day. I found me a book, laid down, chill, because you still, like I was telling y'all on the last video, you get ready for the things that they have set aside for you, which is basically your medical exams, your mental exam, classification rather, what barracks you going to, what job assignment you gonna have. Okay, so basically the newbies, you don't have a job assignment coming through the door that you go on the whole squad. They don't care if you got one toe, one eye, whatever. Get on whole squad. So, all right, I'm assigned the whole squad. Now, I'm thinking I'm just so smart, and they got us going to whole squad or whatever. They give us these big country boots. I don't wear my boots. Well, the first day I wore my boots, but the second day I didn't wear. They let me slide. So I kept trying to pull that for a minute until I almost got rolled up. So anyway, what hoe squad is you take a real hoe, a garden tool, and you chop grass. You're in a line and you got to be in sync with everybody else. Like it's 1, 2, 3, chop. 1, 2, 3, chop. 1, 2, 3, chop. And you chopping. But the killing part was we used to have to walk like 2, 3 miles to get to where we chopping. And then after we chop, we spread the grass back on the dirt. Why did we chop? Okay, but I guess that was punishment. So, you got your guard out there with sitting on the horse, and you got some of them that's cool, but majority of them guards, they just be picking. They pick to try to get you off your square and see where you gonna take it to and all this, that, and the third. Well, I just used to be out there laughing because he used to be so funny. And it was this lady named Cookie, and she from the neighborhood I'm from. So anyway, Cookie act just like she did on the streets. Like Cookie was crazy. She was older. It was my homeboy mama. So, I can't let Cookie, you know what I'm saying? Like, you fight Cookie, I'm gonna have to ride. It's my homeboy mama. So I'm just like, oh Lord, why they got me in here with her? So Cookie is showing out like she talking bad to all the girls. She doing it, and I'm like, Cookie, you need to calm down, but she not listening to me. So she gets into it one day with this girl. Now they didn't fight because I kind of like separated that. This was like probably a week or so later. She gets into it with, this girl or whatever. And she get the don't make the cookie crumble and this, that, and other. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she jumping around like she Muhammad Ali and shit. And I'm like, oh Lord, Cookie, just chill, please chill. But anyway, okay, so that was Cookie. So, you do whole squad from, you really go out like, I can't remember, it's like 5 or 6 in the morning. It's real super early. Well, you get your breakfast first, which is breakfast is at 4 or 5 o'clock. And I never got up for breakfast. So you go eat your breakfast and then you go to whole squad. Depending on if you assign school or not. Because if you don't have a GED or a high school diploma, then you automatically assign school. But if you have that, you're going to be on all day whole squad. Guess what your girl end up on? All day whole squad. That means I go out in the morning and I go out in the evening. And oh my goodness, I used to be so tired. So you come in from whole squad, you go to lunch. How lunch went, y'all? Basically, you go in there, you get your tray, you stand in the line. It's all the girls that's in the kitchen. That's their job. They doing all the, fixing the place and all this and that. You come back, you sit down at your lunch table, just like when you was in elementary school. But you look down at that tray and you looking like, I'm finna eat this stuff up. And baby, guess what? I ate, because coming from that county to the penitentiary food is you might as well be, at a 5-star restaurant. So you get sick of it. You'll eventually get tired of it and start just eating your commissary and just going to, lunch chow, basically, because they're going to say, chow call. But you go to that, you know what I'm saying? And when they do that, you're gone and you might want your commissary. You might go there when you home. But anyway, that first day, you gonna be like, yeah, I'm finna eat this because you know you got your little salt and pepper, little whatever, but they don't be seasoned out the rip. But you can purchase those on commissary. So that's another thing. Everything is for sale in the penitentiary. So anyway, that was lunch. You know, you come back from lunch. After you come back from lunch, you know, you get ready to go back to whole squad because that's what I had to do. So I went back to whole squad. Then you came in at the end of the day, you finished, and now it's time for dinner. Dinner, the same thing. Okay, so now we moving along on how the order of the meals went. I ain't really talked that much because my mission was to go home. Like I didn't want them really, you know, just really knowing what type of person that I was on the streets. Not because I was scared, because I was trying to go home. Because one thing I wasn't gonna let nobody play with me. I wasn't there to start trouble, but I wasn't gonna let nobody play with me neither. So I was just trying to go home. So I ain't really talk much. Like I said, I got me a book, got on my bed, and I just read in my spare time. So them books, they used to like take me out of the penitentiary. Like my mind used to just be out of there. I met a few girls up in there. And them was my little home girls. I met some from the city. Most of them was from North Little Rock, or, you know, just different parts of Little Rock, rather. You know, some that was, you know, my people that was from my town, but a lot of them went in my barracks with me. One particular girl, and I'm about to go into an incident with her, so I'm gonna bring her up. This was my home girl from West Memphis. So a lot of y'all be confusing West Memphis with Memphis. West Memphis is not a part of Memphis at all. West Memphis is it's in Arkansas. So it's the border city between Memphis, Tennessee, and then Arkansas. So that's why it's West Memphis. So anyway, little history, because I be seeing y'all say all that on the internet. They from Memphis. No, they're not. They're from Arkansas. But anyway, make a long story short. Now this was my dog. Like we clicked up soon as she got there. Like she was cool. So we used to, you know, all the newbies, you know, we gonna make fun. We in our early 20s, you know what I'm saying? So we just doing anything to pass time. So we made these fake spade cards because you can't have spades. I mean, you can't have playing cards in the penitentiary. You can do dominoes. And that's where I learned how to play real good at. But you cannot do spades. So anyway, we made our own spades. We got us some paper, cut them up, and drew them little cards up on there, and we played spades with those cards. Because they was not finna tell us we couldn't play no spades. And I've been playing spades since I was 5 years old. Okay, but anyway, so we got our little card game set up and stuff. And so my girls, you know, she was married, you know. Her dude, he was a cool dude. Like he put money on her books every week like clockwork. He made sure she was straight. You know, we in there with some old heads too. Cause now we done been assigned our barracks. Our barracks is like, you know, you in there, that's where you at. So we bump into this lady, and I forgot that woman name. I promise I forgot her name. But anyway, she was in there for arson. But she had been there a few times. You know, she had been to the pen. I want to say like she told me like 2 or 3 times. Maybe it was a few times. That wasn't her first time. She was a vet basically. But this particular time, she only had got 5 years for burning up somebody's house. So, okay. She in there. So we playing our spades and stuff. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? We doing our little thing. And you know how spades get heated. So not heated like bad way, but everybody's focused on the game. So she noticed that the girl, you know what I'm saying, had rolled her dude. She had some mail sitting over there that she needed to take to the front. So the lady say, you want me to run it up to the front for you? So, you know, no biggie. She like, yeah. Now keep in mind, you know, we fresh in the penitentiary. So she like, yeah, go on and take that up to the front for me. Lady take it up to the front because she was older. She had gray hair and everything. Keep in mind, we were in our early 20s, 21, 22, 23, like that early. So, okay, so the woman, she gone and take it on up there and everything. And, you know, that's the end of it. She take it up, we keep our game going. Now we playing truth or dare. We still young and dumb, so we, you know, I come with some dumb dares, like hop on one foot, you can't tell nobody what you're doing, and jump to the front of the barracks and just start spinning around in a circle and doing bid. So people don't know what you're doing. They just wonder like, what the hell wrong with this girl up there? So, but anyway, we back there playing truth or dare. Okay, so it had been like maybe a month later, because keep in mind, we still on whole squad. That's why I know it was like around that time, because you stay on whole squad 60 days. Okay, well, that's your initial job assignment, 60 days. Any trouble or anything you get on, guess what? You go back to whole squad. So anyway, okay, boom. We doing it. Well, majority of the time you go back to whole squad. But anyway, so we about a month later or whatever. So we sitting in there, and the girl noticed like she ain't got no letters, no nothing from her dude. Like she ain't got no letters. You know, she ain't talked to him on the phone because she ain't put no money on the phone. Like it's just like weird. She like, what the hell is going on? So she telling me about it. You know, she been crying, and this she had cried. She like, man, my dude, I don't know. You know, I ain't heard from him. I hope he's straight. You know, this, that, and the third. And it did seem weird because this dude was like, you know, he was on point with, you know, making sure she was good. So she just so happened to call home this particular day. And when she called home, she got an answer. And it was him. And he had some money on the phone. And she just smiled and she smiled. I never forget y'all, because this was like this. She smiled her smile so big. And I was so happy for her. I'm like, oh, yes, yes, yes. Because, you know, when you get locked up, them people that you think they're, them dudes, them friends, them whoever you think that's going to be there, they're not. You know, majority of the time, it's rare too. And I go into my support system in a little bit, but it's rare too. So when she had that, that was important. And I was happy for her. Okay, so, you know, they talk or whatever. And all of a sudden, I see her smile go to a frown. And I'm looking like, what's going on? You know, I ain't saying that. I'm just stay business. So I'm just sitting back, you know, she want me to know, she'll tell me. So she slammed the phone down. So she come to the back. And I'm like, you okay? She like, nah, I'm whooping this bee when she come back in here. And I'm like, who? So she tell me who she talking about. And I'm already, immediately, my mind is like, oh, Lord. You know, this was a big old country cornbread fed woman. When I say country cornbread fed, I mean the greens, the collard greens, the cabbage, the rice, a lot of rice. You know what I'm saying? That type of country cornbread fed. So anyway, I'm like, oh Lord. So she like, yeah, I'm get her and this, and I'm like, what happened? Y'all, this woman had been writing this girl husband, telling him that she in the hole with her because she got caught with a girl and she in the hole. But she's the woman that work in the hole, so she can go move it back and forth. So send the commissary money to her books, and she'll put it on. She'll make sure she take her some commissary. So he thinking he being a good provider and a good man, and he's sticking by his woman's side, and he's sending money left and right. And the whole time, she done took that piece of mail. See, this is a lesson. Well, you can't win them penitentiary games, man. Some games get played up in there. She took this girl letter, got his information off of there, his address and all of that, and she wrote him a letter and said that stuff to him. So he been thinking all this time that she was in the hole. That's why he never put any money on there. So that brings me to the fight, because baby, she fought. So okay, she like, I'm whooping her. So I see her get her thermals, y'all, because I'm looking like this real West Memphis. She finna throw the hell down, you know. She get her thermals, her whole squad boots. Now, baby, they like Tim's. I guess she was thinking of them like Tim's, kind of put in the mind of some Timberlands. But anyway, she put them boots on, and she did something I never seen before. I'm from Little Rock, and I done seen a lot during fights. You know, we get down. We small, but our city, we get down. So one thing I ain't seen in no street fight, and we in the pen, but it's still a street fight. She went to her green trunk and she grabbed her Vaseline out. Baby, when I tell you she dipped her finger up in that Vaseline and she do. So I'm looking like, girl, I know she finna whoop this lady. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she finna tear this lady up. But I'm here for it because you right, my husband and my man, and you playing like me and you getting my coins. We got a box. We got to. Ain't no way around it. So I'm here for it. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, yeah, she need to be whooped. I'm over there gaslighting. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, she need to be whooped. So anyway, the woman, she gone wherever she gone. I think she was at work or whatever, but she came back because everybody's job is not at the same time. So the woman come back in the pod. She come back in there. And she walk in, she still doing her regular stuff because she don't know nothing going on. Baby, this girl over here looking like she ready to go to war, like she in full-fledged combo mode. So, I mean, combat mode. So, when she walked in, this girl ran over there and she cracked the lady. But in 2.2 seconds, that woman had her folded up, bent up like a pretzel. I'm talking about she was pent up and folded in some type of position I had never seen before again. And she was turning blue in the face. But by this time, I got a little mad because this was my little homegirl. And yeah, I'm new too, but you done wrote this girl husband, so I done kind of did a little pinch and let her go. You know what I'm saying? So she like, nah, she, you know what I'm saying? She hit me. I'm like, but you wrote her husband, like you can't whoop her and write her husband and get her money. You let her go. So boom, we gotta let the lady go. I mean, got the woman to let her go. So the lady let her go. We got over here now. My homegirl, she bleeding though. She bleeding a little bit. It ain't too bad, but she bleeding a little bit. So she like, she done went back to the green trunk. Now she gets her a lock. So she ready to lock, you know what I'm saying? So that's a weapon, one of the weapons of choice in the pen. You know what I'm saying? So she get her a lock. So she finna go over there and use I had to wrestle that lock away from her, y'all. And the reason why I did, because the way that woman folded her up in 2.2 seconds, baby, I knew she was finna get whooped. So I'm like, no, 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 no. Give me that. So anyway, I pried it out of her hand and I talking. I'm like, I know you mad. I know you mad. Boom. Now the guards run up in there. So when they run up in there, they know something going on. But see, the way the pen work, if they don't really see it, they can't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, boom. They run up in there and they, like, y'all come here, y'all too. Now, they both, my homegirl lying like ain't nothing happened, but she got blood on the shirt, so they know something happened, but they couldn't see because it was in the little blind spot where they did they little rumble it. So, you know what I'm saying? She like, ain't nothing happened. This big old, anyway, the lady, we just fought. Boom, now they cuff up. So cuff up basically mean catch these cuffs. You finna get shackled and you finna go to jail in the jail. So, okay, boom, they takes them to the hole. They gone. So that was the end of their little situation, Now, when she came out the hole, because she only got 30 days on the hole. Remember, we on whole squad 60, so we was getting ready to wrap up, but now she back on whole squad. So we on whole squad one day, and she say, I ain't gonna lie, sis. I got whooped in. I said, the brakes beat off your head. Like, I ain't gonna lie to her now, baby. The woman told you cat raggedy. So anyway, I laughed about it. She didn't laugh about it. But it was funny. But that was, it was funny because it was messed up, really. But that was my hunger. Like, you know what I'm saying? She, we still chopped it up or whatever. But that was the end of it. Now, that was the first fight that I had seen in prison. But this part that I'm going to close this video out with until we go to part 3 is, all right, one day, this was probably, we still in the same barracks now. This was probably about another month or so after. They come bringing this lady in. Lady got a low haircut, you know what I'm saying? She a little stubby, little body size too, she a little short, kind of like, I'm gonna say 280, 290, maybe 300. it could be 350. I don't know, but she was a short, like stout little, like a little round. I'm gonna say round. So anyway, she was that size. So, she was in there, whatever, and we all looking like we don't know what is this? Like, is this a woman or is this a man or what? But the whole time, of course, she in the women's prison. So, we like, okay, it's a woman. So, okay, word got to traveling through the penitentiary that she just came over here, and everybody like, well, who is she? Who is she? Who is she? So this woman had transferred to our prison, the women's prison, from the men's prison. And the reason why she transferred is because this woman had two parts. She had a private and another private, if you get what I'm saying. So I ain't gonna say her name. I want to say it so bad. But anyway, she was a morphodite. And she was in the prison with us or whatever. And they allegedly she was brought from the men's prison because they were over there having sex with her. Because keep in mind, she got the woman parts and the male parts. So I'm nosy. Hey, by this time I done warmed on up. I've been in the pen for a little minute, and I'm just me at this point. So I say, she on her way to she. I say, hey, you mind if I see that? Cause I ain't never seen it. I just got to see it. I've never in life seen that before. So I say, but she didn't care. I guess cause all the men had seen it. Why can't the women see it? So anyway, we go over there. I mean, she gone on getting her shower, and she pulled a curtain back, and I look in, and I'm like, okay. Never seen that before, but yeah, y'all, that was weird. God makes creations. But anyway, the woman had the private on the bottom, a thing on the top, and it was just how it was, Of course, I didn't have nothing going on with that woman. We gonna get that straight for y'all don't mind go to wondering. But she just didn't care who seen it. So anyway, I'm gonna close part 2 out with that. And let y'all kind of in there with a visual of, how that went on. And part 3 will be coming up, even if I got to do it like I'm doing it now, after work. Pretty soon I'll be done with the shift that I'm on, and I'll be able to give y'all more videos because I work a lot. But what I will say is, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so we can keep growing. Street Mothers Podcast, we over here, we giving y'all raw and real stories, and we letting y'all enter our lives. At least, try to support us by liking the video, commenting, and sharing it. And even if you don't like it, still leave a comment. Just don't get too reckless, because, baby, guess what? I bite back. Y'all have a nice night, and peace.